I'll tell you my experience with my personal usage car that I get, and especially I'm gonna talk about used car. We all know when you buy a used car, there will be things that you have to fix in order to pass inspection, right? But there is things that happen sometimes that you don't expect. So I explain you all I did in my used car in order to make it work properly. So this is a 2008 Mercedes, and the first problem I got when I get this car is I felt a strong smell of gasoline. So that could be for multiple reasons because the intake is not well, because it has many fire, you know, many misfires and spark plugs and many different things. So that was one of the problems. And the week later, after I got it, the car turned on and runs properly. But a week later, after I got the car, so the car didn't, it turned off. I went to a place, I turned it off. So I did the tune up and everything to get rid of the, because the car was shaking. And every time I turned it on, the car was shaking, and it was, every time I stopped, it was idling. The car always was shaking. Only when I accelerate, the car goes well. Okay, so in order to avoid that, I put the scanner. I take it to AutoZone. If you don't have a scanner, you gotta take it to AutoZone. When you take it to AutoZone, you can get scan code for free. What the scanner recommend me was do a tune-up. Okay, particularly for this brand, what we recommend is Bosch. So I'm gonna show you right now. One in other few problems of fixing this car is the the remote didn't work. That's fuse 8 on the trunk box. Here's my guitar right there. So I'm gonna show you how I got it working. After the tune-up, everything works fine. Uh, it was a little less the smell of gas, but it still gave me a problem a week later. So I'm gonna get into the car now, and I'm gonna show you what I was talking about. So everybody say, "Oh, the Mercedes. I don't want the Mercedes because it's expensive to fix." Nowadays, I will say yes and no. And the reason why I will say yes and no is because you can find generic parts that is proven to be good, as I did in this one. So let me turn on the car, and then you can hear how well it works. Now we can hear the pump running in the back. So I'm gonna turn it on, and you see after tune up how good it is. So the things I did to fix this was, the first thing was the tune up, so the car gets smooth and running, everything okay. But when it gave me that problem, it because you don't know, the other owner tells you that he did something to the car, he fixed something. That not necessarily is true. Sometimes he tried to fix things, but things don't work properly sometimes. That happened, you know. But the first thing I had to do with this car is change the battery, is the first thing when the car didn't turn on. When I was trying to turn on the car, it was, you can hear that the starter was turning the wheel, but the car, I just turned it off. The car was turning on the wheel of the camshaft wheel, but it didn't turn on. So I changed the battery, and I put a new battery with 3 years of warranty. By the way, that's the most a car will last. A battery car will last around 3 years. If you buy a car battery and it lasts you 3 years working good, cranking good, turning on good, good. So the battery served the lifetime estimated. That's a rule that I got, is 3 years for a battery. After 3 years, if the battery fail, don't feel bad. He already gave you what it was. So, but I like to buy. That's why I like to buy batteries with 3 years warranty, because before the third year, I go and I clean the battery, or at least I tell them to exchange it for another one to last a little bit longer. That's what we do. Same thing with brakes. You buy lifetime warranty brakes, and you get brake pads all the time. And then some people forget, but it's something good to remain as a warranty with your phone number and stuff like that. So what else I did in this car? So thinking that because it didn't turn on, and I also replaced the alternator. I'm gonna show you right now, and I will prove that I did and I did it myself. Actually, this car is not so difficult, the Mercedes. So you might think that if you want a good alternator, you have to spend $400 or something, but no, you don't have to actually. Let me show you. You don't have to. So, and honestly, I ordered this. Hi, ring the bell. Yes, ring the bell. They don't let you in. So, honestly, I didn't have to spend that much. So I just spent around. You will see the alternator there. See, so this is very easy because you see that bolt right there underneath. This bolt right here. That's the tensioner. It's a 17 millimeters. That this bolt right here. So you put a 17 millimeter bolt socket. See, you'll see it right there. 17 millimeter socket. You make it to the left, and then you lose this. So this one only hold with 4 bolts. I'm gonna try to show you right now if it clarifies a little bit. So those are the two on the top. Those are the 2 bolts. They are torque female. So you use torque female to get those 2, and 2 in the bottom. 2 in the bottom. So you're gonna have to lift the car. So I did replace the alternator. I removed the original, and what I did was save the old one just in case. So the main problem with this car, remember the smell of gasoline that I told you at the beginning of the live? Well, that was related more to the fuel pump. And the fuel pump of this car, it has 2 fuel pumps. The fuel pump of this car, it goes underneath the seat. So if I pull this seat up, you will see the 2 pumps. And let me see, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can show you. Okay, maybe I can show you. You see that the seat comes up, and you'll see the pumps on the bottom. Let me see if I can show you right now. As you can see, the seat comes out, and once the seat come out, underneath here you will see the pump. On one side you will see the pump. This is the transfer pump, and the main pump is in the other side. I'll show you real quick. One pump, and here's the other pump, and that's the connector that goes to the pump right there. So what you do is you use an 8 millimeter to take this cover off, a flat screwdriver and a hammer, and release the top, and you will be able to have access to the pump, and you replace. So the previous owner told me that they fixed the pump, right? That they replaced the pump. But what they didn't know is this car has 2 gas pumps. And with those 2 gas pumps, if one failed, make the other one fail. So that was the main problem. It made the one pump make another pump fail, and it was giving me a great problem not turning on the car. So the way I solved it is when I ordered a pump, they sent me This side has holes that runs to the other side and connect to the other pump. And then when I ordered the pump by mistake, trying to order one, they sent me the one with the hose and all complete kit. So I will leave you a link what I'm talking about. This is a 2008 E350 Mercedes. So I decided to install that one and I ordered the other one. Once I ordered the other one, all I did is went to buy gas, make sure the tank was full, and at the third crank, boom, it turned on properly. So I was able to fix the problem. You know, whenever you feel a strong smell to gas and the car not turning on at all, remember that's for sure the gas pump. So, but first you have to check the electrical system, make sure there's nothing wrong with the electrical system, and that way you are on a safe path when you're doing this. So I had to do many tries until I fixed my problem, but I decided to change the electrical parts like alternator and battery because I didn't know how the other one status was, and I want to be safe and secure. So now I can run this car properly without no problems, and and thanks God I was able to fix it. So I hope this advice helps somebody like this little shot and talk. I make a live to share experience, and I hope you can share some experience in the comment too. I really appreciate your comments, your likes, and your share. And I see you on the next live. Thank you.